Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Saturday, the 11th of September 2021. Today's Millwall news was match day. We played at West Bromwich Albion and we got a very decent result actually, a 1-1 draw. But when the team was announced earlier today, a bit of a shock and a surprise, another injured player. So this is from londonline.co.uk, South London Press's online website. Millwall striker misses West Bromwich Albion fixture with knee injury, expected to sideline him in the short term. So this come up at like 2 o'clock. Benik Afobe is out of Millwall's match at West Bromwich Albion, with the on-loan Stoke City striker expected to be sidelined for a couple of weeks. The 28-year-old has a knee injury, although nothing major. It's ruled him out of this weekend's match at the Hawthorns. Afobe made 6 appearances for the Lions this season and scored twice. He started all 5 of their championship matches. The Lions have had a number of first teamers unavailable, with the likes of Ryan Leonard, Mason Bennett, Sean Hutchinson and Danny McNamara all recovering from knocks. Yeah, and indeed Ryan Leonard and Mason Bennett were on the bench today, and they came on as substitutes today in the 1-1 draw. And this is it. Look at that, Danny Ballard going mental. And I'll tell you what, I made a video yesterday digging out that kit, but that kit actually does look good there. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the photos they took yesterday, I don't know if they they photoshopped it to make it look better, to take the creases out, because actually looking at it when it's being worn and it's in action and you got the creases on it, it doesn't look half bad actually. It does. It's okay. I love the shorts. The shorts are very good. I like them. Yeah, and the kit's not that the top's not that bad actually. So yeah, it doesn't look that bad. So here you go. This is a report. This is from news@den.co.uk, and I get the report from them. So it says a Millwall came from behind to secure a well-earned point at West Bromwich Albion on Saturday afternoon. Kyle Bartley gave the host the lead in the 49th minute, but just 6 minutes later, Daniel Ballard drew the Lions level with his first Millwall goal. Bartosz Białkowski saved Karlon Grant's penalty at the end of the first half in stoppage time. Match action. It took until the 11th minute for the first shot of the game. Billy Mitchell's effort from the edge of the box was comfortable for Sam John Stone. The hosts replied with a shot of their own. Grady Diangana dragging wide of the far post a minute later. On 39 minutes, Semi Ajayi got his header back to Johnston all wrong, allowing Jed Wallace to nip him, but the goalkeeper denied him from close range. Just as half-time approached, the hosts were awarded a penalty after Mickey Keftenbeld was adjudged to have fouled Diangana. Up stepped Grant, but he was denied by Białkowski as neither side could break the deadlock before the break. I can't see how that was a penalty. I've seen it once, highlights, haven't slowed it down. And looked at it. What the hell was that? It was nothing. Seriously, how is that a penalty? That referee should be ashamed of himself for giving that as a penalty. Yep. So yeah, saved by Białkowski. Very good save. Well, it was a poor penalty, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to dig Białkowski out, but it was sign of centre left, and it wasn't even centre, it was below centre, so it was at diving height. It's like yeah, not a very good penalty. 4 minutes into the second half, the home side took the lead. Mill's problems dealing crosses struck again. Connor Townsend's ball edited into the net by Bartley. Not only that, but our slow start to the second half, which many times last season was we conceded straight after the second half started. Not very good. Not very good at all. So the Lions almost levelled instantly. Scott Malone's free kick into the box fell to Murray Wallace, but somehow he diverted his shot wide of the far post. That was warning for West Brom, because just 4 minutes later the visitors equalised. Malone's corner came out to Wallace and he crossed back in for Ballard at the far post to head home superbly. Millwall were now in the ascendancy and could have taken the lead as a lovely counter-attack by Malone broke down at the final order as his ball just evaded Shea, Ojo and Wallace. On 74 minutes, Ajayi underhit his header for a second time in the game, allowing Ojo a one-on-one with Johnson, but the England international stopper once again came out on top and Malone headed the rebound over the bar. Yeah, Ojo, you can see Ojo's a bit rusty. He had a one-on-one and he just kind of snatched it because I think he thought the goalkeeper was coming quicker at him than he was, and he didn't realise he come and then stopped, and he kind of snatched it, and he kind of did a little bit of a air kick. Um, yeah, I imagine if he's had a few more games under his belt, that's going somewhere in the back of the net. And that, can you imagine that if he would have scored that, we would have won 2-1 on his debut? It's just them's the margins, mate. Them's the margins between hero and zero. If he would have scored that, whew, he would have been a superstar overnight. But just in the clutch, just couldn't get it done. So yeah, talking points. Lion conceded another sloppy goal. The goals that Millwall have conceded this season will infuriate Garrett each and every single one of them has been avoidable. The Lions were so strong at defending last season; it's been anything but so far in a campaign. Yet the goal, they're saying here, so Townsend had all the time in the world to pick up Bartley in the middle, and he managed to beat Jake Cooper in the air and loft his head over the outstretched arms of Biakowski. Now, it was actually Matt Smith. Now, I know it was Matt Smith because he had a bloody bandage on his head. Got a bit of a whack, and he had to play a large chunk of the game with a bandage wrapped around his head. And he kind of jumped a little bit too early because the cross-in was kind of a looping one. And he jumped a little bit too early, and the ball went over, and then don't think Jake Cooper could see it properly coming down, and then they scored. But I don't know. I don't know if there's any. I don't know if you can blame anyone for that. You can't blame anyone. Someone should be out there closing him down to stop him crossing it in. But they didn't, and he did. So it's the 7th time in all competitions this season that a cross into the box has led to the opposition finding the back of Mills, not a problem that needs rectifying soon. There was a positive at the other end as Ballard, voted Player of the Month for August by Millwall fans on News at 10. Nice. Got his first Lions goal and second in a week and a half after he opened his international account for Northern Ireland. So he scored for Northern Ireland, and now he scored for Millwall. That's how you take your chances, isn't it? So Ojo kind of didn't take his chance, and Ballard is just he's on loan, and he was at loan at Blackpool last season. He won the playoffs and got promoted. He's at Millwall now, and he's playing very, very well. He's only 21, I think. Is he 21? Might be younger. No, I think he's 21. He's playing very well for a 21-year-old. Now the thing is, how far can he go in the game? I mean, so he did it in League One last season. He's doing it in Championship this season. Can he do it in the Premier League next season? Will he get a chance? These players don't do that. They don't get a chance in the Premier League. They'd rather spend the money on a foreigner now. It's just a shame. I would love to see him playing in the Premier League and playing very well next season. Not this season, mind. Next season. Will he play at Arsenal? I don't know. But anyway, on to today's game. Back to today's game. Ojo thrown in from the start. Shea Ojo joined Millwall on deadline day for a season-long loan and was thrown in at the deep end. The Lions dealt yet another injury blow as Benik Afobe was ruled out with a knee injury. The Liverpool attacker played a key role as Millwall came on strong towards the end of the first half. He's headed down into the ground, forcing Ajayi's error to allow Wallace in on goal, only for Johnson to deny him. He looks a player that will fit well into the Lions system and someone who, when he is match fit, will be another good addition to the side. You feel if he had full match sharpness that he may have taken a chance presented to him by Ajayi. That's what I just said. That's what I just said. I swear I haven't read this yet. That's what I just said, isn't it? So I think if he was on the ball, if he was fully tuned in and tuned up, he would have had that in the back of the net, and we would have won 2-1 because we were all over them. We were very attacking today, very attacking. Their numbers look very good. I think we had more shots than they did, and the West Brom fans are not happy. They really are not happy that they played so poorly against little old Millwall. Boo hoo hoo. Biakowski answers the call. The Lions number 1 did not have an awful lot to do in the first half, but just as he was preparing for his half-time snack, the referee pointed to the spot following Clifton Bell's foul on Diangana. The keeper kept his cool and showed why he's been voted Mills Player of the Season for 2 years in a row by keeping out Grant's spot kick and ensuring the Lions would go down in the second period on level terms. He also did well in the second half, denying the host with a couple of decent saves. Team news. Rowett made one change from the victory over Blackpool, by Ojo replacing Afobe, and this was the team: Biakowski, Mitchell, Ballard, Murray Wallace, Cooper, Scotty Malone, George Saville, Clifton Bell, Ojo, Smith and Wallace. And the substitutions were made on 18, both of them were made on 80 minutes, and it was seemed to be just a kind of reintroduction for Leonard and Bennett. So it seemed to be a match fitness kind of going, get back out there lads, rather than let's change the team and try and win the game or do something. I don't know, I didn't see the game, I've just seen the highlights, and I followed it as well, so, but that's kind of weird. In like 10 minutes to go you would bring Leonard and Bennett on. Well, there's not much on the bench, is there, to be honest, left on the bench? Mahoney and Thompson. I suppose Mahoney could have done something. But yeah, so Leonard came off Mitchell and Bennett came off Ojo. So there you go. And we had a number of bookings as well. Ballard, Murray Wallace and Smith. Okay. So there you go. 1-1 draw. 1-1 draw. Not a bad result, actually. Very good result. So here we go. What did the managers say? So we're going to start off with, and there you go, look, it's using a similar photo there went from the goal. Absolutely doolally Ballard went. Absolutely fantastic. And look at all the other players. Murray Wallace, Jake Cooper, Scotty Malone as well. They're loving it. They are loving it. So, this is from London News Online. We created the better chances. Mill boss gives his verdict on points at West Brom. Gary Rowell was pleased with Mill's performance in today's 1-1 draw at West Bromwich Albion. The Lions came from behind to earn a point at the All Forms. Daniel Ballard netting in could have won the game themselves with the chances they created following the equaliser. Asked if he felt it was a good point for his side, the Lions board said yes. It's a difficult place to come. West Brom are very good at playing pressure football against you. A lot of teams struggle to deal with it. They have won 4 on the spin. Talking about difficult places to come, for those fans who went, they had an absolute nightmare. There was a broken down car or van, something, truck or something on the motorway that screwed that up. That messed the whole motorway system up. And the bloody railway, after the during the game, for some reason, during the day, they cancelled all the trains, or most of them. So the next train after the end of the game was at 6:20. It's like an hour and a half after the game finished. It's like, what? Yeah, because they cancelled them all. Apparently, it was due to driver shortage. Like, really? The whole fucking, all of the trains in the middle of the day? Weird. So if you went there and you had a right old stressful trip out there, I think, basically having to make your way back into Birmingham through either tram or bus, or just plot up at the station. And if you've got a time ticket, that's if you haven't got an open ticket, if you've got a time ticket, you get shit from the ticket inspectors at Birmingham trying to get on the train. Yeah, but what can you do? Just tell them to go piss off. So a lot of the teams we've watched have struggled to deal with their intensity and their way of playing. I think we managed it well. We got it spot on the way we dealt with the game. We created really good chances, possibly the clearer and better chances. We certainly created more. That is true. We'll find out about that in tomorrow's video, in Stat Sunday video. It was the 4th time this season in all competitions that the Lions have come from behind in a game. Yes, because that's what we do. We try and defend, and then we concede, and then we try and attack. But it seems we were attacking in today's game, actually. I think we've bounced back from a poor start, said Rat. If you look at the games, we've had a very tough start. We've played all of the top three, but if I'm being honest and taking out the card of set pieces, I think there's only been one team where there's been a clear difference in quality, and that's Fulham. I'd like more points, but certainly in the last couple of games, the team has shown tremendous spirit. We are 3 unbeaten. We need to try and build off that. It's going to be another tough game on Wednesday against Swansea. A very different game, and that's the challenge that it throws up. Indeed. So he reckons we had the better chances. I think we probably did, actually. The West Brom fans were not happy. They really won't. So let's carry on. So how did Sheyi Ojo get on according to Gary Rowell? Now, seeing as he signed him, I'm going to say he said he did pretty well, but even though he kind of snatched it. This photo here, this is from the one-on-one that he missed, that he snatched at. You can see there. So maybe that pink kit that the keeper's wearing put him off. Maybe he thought it was that bird from Thunderbirds. What was her name? Lady Penelope, is that her name? Is it? I don't know. I haven't seen that show in ages. So this is from newsatden.co.uk. Gary Rowett was pleased with how Sheyi Ojo performed in a physical game against West Brom, and the Lions boss felt the on-loan Liverpool winger and Jed Wallace were a major threat to the Baggies. Oh yeah, we were playing. Now they're saying it's 5-2-3. I think it was actually 4-3-2-1. Matt Smith up front and Wallace and Ojo behind him. I'm not sure when they're saying it's 5-2-3. I don't know. Maybe they changed it up. Well, it depends. I suppose it goes from a 5-2-3 to a 3-4-2-1. Because if you're attacking or defending, because the wing backs fall back or they move forward. So Ojo was playing his first game this season after his loan switch from the Reds last week. He started up front with Wallace either side of Matt Smith in a 5-2-3 formation. Ojo had an excellent chance late on when he pounced on Semi Algiers' mistake, but he couldn't beat England goalkeeper Sam Johnson in a one-on-one. Daniel Ballard equalised after Carl Bartley had put the hosts ahead. When we got our goal, I thought Sheyi Ojo and Jed looked a major threat on the counter-attack, and we really should have scored another goal in that period, which I think would have given us a really good chance to win the game, Rout said. It was a tough game for Sheyi. If you look at the type of game, it's a tough one for him and Jed. It's a game of second balls, a game of fighting. It's one where you have to go and compete all the time, and they are the type of players that if you can find them in space, they will hurt most teams. Because we dealt with a majority of what West Brom did, I felt that space began to open up on the 60 and 65 minutes, and we looked very dangerous for a spell. Had it not been for their set-piece threat and Matt Smith heading balls out of our box, I might have put another quick forward up there, but I felt that might leave us vulnerable, and we were creating chances. I was pleased with that little spell and pleased that we created chances, and with the likes of Benik back fit, we will have even greater set-piece threat. Where does he go in the team? Where are you going to play him? I assume you play Benik Afobe and get rid of Matt Smith, then that takes a set-piece threat away. So where's Benik Afobe going to play? You can only play 11 players on the pitch, mate, and 10 of them are outfield. Millwall have 6 points from 6 games, 4 of them from the last 2 fixtures. Rowett added, I think we've bounced back from a poor start. If you look at the games, we've had a very tough start. I think we played all the top 3. This was in the other one. That's basically this bit here is what we just heard on the other one, and they've added the bit at the top from my speech earlier. So let's move on to this one from London News Online.co.uk. Talking about the penalty. What the hell was that about? So Millwall boss Rowett, West Brom penalty was wrong call by the referee. Millwall boss Gary Rowett was left frustrated with referee Andy Woolmer's decision toward West Brom a penalty in first half stoppage time. Mikael Keftenbeld was adjudged to have fouled Grady Dengana right at the end of the first half. Carlon Grant's kick was saved by Lions keeper Bart Biakowski. I didn't think it was a penalty, said Rowett. I've watched it back. I don't think Mikael Keftenbeld moved his feet at all, so I think it would have been harsh to go 1-0 down at that point, but obviously got us off the hook and made a fabulous save. When we equalised, I thought we would go on and win it. Then there was that little swing in the game, and of course you still got to defend, but I felt it was a good performance and a good point. Could it have been 3? I felt our chances were certainly better. Mill had 2 penalty claims of their own in the second half on Jake Cooper and Matt Smith, neither of which were given. I didn't think it was a penalty on Cooper, said Rowett. The same with the one on Matt Smith. I don't think it was clear. I'm not sitting here saying they shouldn't have had the penalty and we should have had 3 or 4. Certainly not. I just felt in a moment like that, if it was clear, fair enough. If we had VAR, then I don't believe it would still stood, the West Brom penalty. We conceded a poor goal, which I'm disappointed about. We've gone away from keeping clean sheets, which is something we need to improve on, but we also look threatening today. When we got our goal, I thought Shea Ojo and Jed looked a major threat on the counter-attack, and we really should have scored another goal in that period, which I think would have given us a really good chance to win the game. Yeah, that was Shea Ojo's chance. If he would have put that in, he would have been a superstar. He would have been fantastic. It would have been amazing if he would have scored that for us and for him. But yeah, talking about the penalty, so they get a dodgy penalty, and it gets given to them. We get 2. And the referee's like, nah, well, hang on, mate. You set the standard of the shit fucking penalty you go to West Brom. That's the standard. So then when it happens to us, you're like, oh, no, that's not a penalty. Like, what? You just fucking set the standard. Oh, it only goes one way, yeah? Shit fucking refs, man. Every fucking week with this shit. At least Bart saved it, no? So, there you go. Look at that. Stretched out there. That's a nice kit as well. The orange kit. I like that. Reminds me of a couple of seasons ago. I got. Do you remember the orange kit we had that looked like the Dutch kit? I think it was a Buckter kit now. Yeah, Buckter. BuckterTeamwear.com. Very nice it was. Very good. And it reminds me of that one. Oh, pretty decent. Shorts as well. I like that. Orange shorts. Nice kits. I think this is the last year of the Macron deal, so we'll see what happens next season. Will we get another supplier, or what's going to happen there? So moving on now. So this is londonnewsonline.co.uk. We've got this, and then we're going to hear from the West Brom manager. So 4 takeaways from Millwall's draw at West Brom. Bar answers his critics, and Ojo makes a solid debut. So we've already kind of seen this from the match report from News at Den. So what does the South London press say? I imagine it's pretty much going to be similar. So they give the match events, which I'm not going to repeat again because you've probably heard them like 3 or 4 times already. So Bart delivers when needed. The line stopper did not have an awful lot to do in the first half. Neither side managed to create an awful lot. But referee Andy Woolmer pointed to the spot after Mick Keftenbeld's foul on Grady Diangana. Grant stepped up, but the former Charlton striker was thwarted by Mill's back-to-back player of the season. The line stopper produced a couple of good saves in the second half as the home side pushed for the winner. He certainly answered a few critics who felt that some of the goals that have gone against the Lions this season could have been stopped by the Poland international. He's not Poland international. He hasn't played for Poland, has he? I don't think has he had a senior cap for Poland? Just call him Polish keeper. I don't know. Lions show bounce back ability yet again. Millwall have got into the habit of making things hard for themselves this season by conceding sloppy goals, which they did again here. Not one Millwall defender went out to try and close down Towns. That's what I said. Never mind about winning the header. Stop the fucking cross from coming in. That's what I said. Not one Millwall defender went out to try and close down Townsend, as he perfectly picked out Barley, who headed home well. It's the 4th time this season in all competitions that Rout's side have come from behind to earn a positive result. A good habit to get into, but worrying that it needs to keep being in the case for the side known in recent years for being so solid defensively. Getting back to keeping clean sheets is something the Lions boss will want to ensure happens sooner rather than later, as when you're a side like Millwall who don't score too many, you need to keep them out on the other end. Indeed. So there's Ojo makes a solid debut. Shay Ojo joined the club on deadline day from Cardiff. He didn't join from Cardiff. He was on loan at Cardiff. What's happening here? I know you've rushed this out to get this out after the game, but come on, mate. He was at Cardiff last season on loan. He's from Liverpool. He's registered with Liverpool Football Club. Shay Ojo joined the club on deadline day from Liverpool and looks to be a good addition. He lasted 80 minutes on his debut and showed what he can add to the Millwall side. He perhaps could, and maybe should, have got himself on the score sheet. He went through one-on-one with Baggy's stopper Sam Johnson, but was denied by the England international. Ojo will certainly be the one that the Lions fans will look forward to seeing when he is fully match fit. The injury to Benik Afobe certainly opens the door, and this was not a bad way of showing what he can do. Dan Ballard's stock continues to rise. Stonks. Dan Ballard has been arguably Mill's best player so far this season. Yes, absolutely. Is he the new Hutchinson? Well, just for this season. Alongside Jed Wallace, he opened his account for Northern Ireland in the recent international break, and he capped off what has been a fine start to his Millwall account with the equalising goal. Millwall have lacked goals from their centre halves in recent seasons. However, with the likes of Ballard, Cooper, and Hutchinson, they should be scoring more. He looked like a threat in the box and made his presence felt with the goal. Being comfortable with the ball at his feet is another plus, as Rowett looks to make a Millwall a more ball-playing team. Indeed. Now, what happens when Hutchinson is fit and he comes back? Will Ballard play right wing back? He plays right back for Northern Ireland sometimes, but so they're saying there he can play with the ball at his feet. Can he play wing back? Can he go forward with the ball? I don't see why not. And then when Scott Malone puts the crosses in, he can drift in and get his head on it as well, which, to be fair, Danny McNamara doesn't really do. Billy Mitchell, not really. And Marlon Romeo certainly didn't do any of that. So having a freaking 6'1" right wing back, would that work? Maybe not. But then what you're gonna do then? Drop Mario Wallace and then move Cooper didn't play too well on the left of the three when against Blackpool. When they moved him in the middle, he played better. So what, are you going to move Hutchinson on the left? I don't think that'll work. So then what happens then? I don't know. You're going to have to figure it out. But Danny Ballard, I think he cemented his name as one of the first on the team sheet, to be honest. Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. He is absolutely fantastic. Decent signing. I don't know who picked him out, whether it was Rowett or that Harvey Bustle guy. But whoever picked him out and got the deal done with Arsenal, thumbs up, mate. You diamond out of that one. So moving on now. What did the West Brom manager say? So this is from London News Online. So West Brom boss Ishmael assessment on their 1-1 draw against Millwall at the Hawthorns. Valerian Ishmael was disappointed that West Bromwich Albion didn't deal with Millwall's physicality during the 1-1 draw at the Hawthorns. Daniel Ballard scored to make it 1-1. Ishmael said, "We've had our opportunities on Saturday, but it wasn't enough to win the game. We have to learn from that game. We will face this type of test plenty of times in the season when opponents come to the Hawthorns. They want to make us frustrated and take all the intensity out of the game. Our purpose from that game is to learn from what happened to make sure we maintain our intensity. We want to always put the opponent under pressure like we did in a better way in the second half. We made too many mistakes. We were unsure in the defensive line and we allowed the opponent to always have a chance of coming back in the game. We know we have the quality to score any time in the game, but on Saturday, I don't think our decision making was as good as it could have been. We took too many touches and wasn't clinical in the final third. At the other end, we conceded too many corners and free kicks, and we knew Millwall would be a threat from those type of situations, and that's where their goal came from, unfortunately. Again, that is something we have to learn from. When we get ourselves ahead, we have to stay on the front foot. We have to take the right decisions in the right direction. We have to be ruthless. We wanted to win on Saturday, and we weren't able to do that. We've seen how difficult the championship can be, and you have to take it one game at a time." poetry, absolute poetry that was. I don't know if that was through an interpreter. I'm not too sure, but I'm not digging the guy out. Don't know too much about him. I haven't seen him, but that was absolute poetry. That lovely. He's absolutely fantastic. Look at that kit there. That does look good there, don't it, with the creases in it. So anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.